welcome back to another Emo Kids podcast.
Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about emo. Go figure. Yeah, so
we actually haven't talked about emo once.
we kind of not really
talking about ourselves,
which is important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. So now we're gonna actually dive into emo. So what is emo to you guys? What is emo? How would you define it? You want to go first, Jason?
Emotional music.
Yeah. But like, isn't that every all music?
See, I thought. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
I thought emo was short for emotional punk.
That's what I always kind of.
That's what I would figure.
Where does the
from.
punk come from? Though?
Because it stems from that subgenre of pop punk.
Think so?
I know so.
I know so.
Blink subgenre to pop punk, which then influenced like the next wave of bands, like the drive-through bands, which then influenced like the more softer punk, like the early Novembers and the.
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny because I've actually like had some conversations with people before, and they're like, some people are like really into this defining what emo is. Like, for instance, sometimes like on our flyers, right, it says like kind of some of the bands that we play. Someone's like, these aren't even emo bands. Right. It's like, I feel like, but everyone's kind of, I feel like at least collectively, everyone's kind of accepted that like an emo night, you're gonna hear pop punk and more emo stuff, right?
Yeah, and so some Limp Bizkit going in there.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty lame if we just kept it to only emo. I feel like people just get bored of hearing the same thing. Yeah,
but I mean, I think to me, like Blink-182 would still be considered emo. They're more pop punk for sure, but like, but I think the same people that are liking that are liking emo, right? So that's why I think emo can be, at least in my mind, collectively defined as pop punk all the way to, the most Midwestern emo shit.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with, the age difference, because for us, it wasn't like I just woke up one day and I'm like, I'm in the emo era.
Right.
This was all a gradual process from 14 to basically like early 20s. And so like before I knew it, I was emo, but I didn't even realize it. But the transition from like, I was like a punker to like, okay, maybe I'll start growing my bangs out and be a punker.
You wear girl jeans too.
I definitely wore girl jeans.
We're gonna get there.
See, that was slippery. It was just a slippery slope. So I considered the Dickies.
Blink-182 was the starter drug.
The gateway drug.
The gateway drug.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dickies era was still the same era as
Dickies
girl jeans era.
Yeah,
I still played in a band, and it was still the same kind of music.
Well,
I worked at Hollister for this.
You actually bring up a good point, man. Like I was definitely on the pop punk wagon first. Like it was definitely Blink-182 for me, and then I was like the long socks and the Dickies and the Hurley shirts, like for sure.
Yep.
And then I think it was like maybe later high school, because I mean even our first band, Sleep to the Lost, was much more like pop punk for sure. Yeah. But
when did the Flatiron come out?
I didn't never actually use the Flatiron. Did any of you guys use a Flatiron?
I mean, I didn't have to, but like just to exaggerate the bangs.
Exactly. Yeah.
I never actually used one of those. Randall's method, I think, was like get out of the shower and put a beanie on like instantly. Right?
I do that too.
And then it's just like it would be like perfectly like curled at the bottom.
Right. The little flip.
I actually got to put a picture of these if everyone's
like,
if
you're watching this.
Yeah, Brendan Anthony used to do that.
Yeah, that was definitely their thing for sure.
Hair flipping, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then I guess, unless anyone has anything else to add to that, is anyone else before
I guarantee I was the least emo person.
Yeah,
you were.
Yeah, you turned emo about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I grew up like listening to some of those bands like AFI and Census Fail. Like, that was kind of my emo. I never liked Brand New. Like Hawthorne Heights a little bit,
right?
But Silverstein definitely. But I like more of like the metal side of it. But I was still going to those shows in like t-shirt and shorts, which is like what I wear now.
Right.
Like sandals. Like going to a reggae show or something.
So that. Exactly. Yeah. He shows up dressed like he's going to a reggae show.
Yeah, always.
It's a good thing you're not dressed like that on stage. I wouldn't appreciate that.
Yeah. But I think if you typically just get into your feels kind of a thing, depending on your mood, you want something like sad or that's the thing about the whole genre. There's something for generally any emotion you're going through.
Right, like love, happiness. Like Juliana Theory is fun emo, and then Brand New is like cut your wrist emo.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think that's also maybe one thing too is I think the emo genre is really, I mean, people joke that it's like, you know, it's all about like sad, but it's like, I think there's really emo for me is like the whole spectrum.
Sure.
Right. You could have like a, you know, yeah, like Steve's saying, like the poppiest, happiest song ever to like, yeah, cut your wrist, emo, whatever.
Yeah.
Literally, it's so funny when we're up there playing. Sometimes I like realize how many times I say like kill myself or kill you or hurt my heart is bleeding, and it's like so many.
Says it with a big ass smile on his
Drink
face.
the night away.
Exactly, I'm all smiling and happy, just talking about killing myself.
Bottom of a bottle.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the lyrical content is definitely pretty rough with like some of the happiest sounding music. But yeah, I mean, it's stemmed off of like rock and roll. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely different than rock and roll. Yeah, I don't know really much more how to describe it.
Well, I think there's if you want to get like, I've literally studied this. I think it's interesting.
Let's hear it.
The aesthetic of like emo, first of all, is the band. You know, the main thing is the band, the image. It's usually a 4 or 5 piece because it needs 2 guitars, because usually the guitars have like metal-esque features like harmonizing or heavy chunking, like Day to Remember. It's like, at least as far as progress. So then now you need charisma. That's like the other part of emo. It's like unlike pop punk, which is just kind of sloppy, and you know, you have the Adam Lazzaros and the Jesse Lacey. So now you have like, it's like if you took all the nice bells and whistles of Coldplay and put it to a punk band.
Yeah, that's emo. So Coldplay with punk.
Well, it's like you took every like mid musician and gave him a genre. That's why I get to play this music.
Oh yeah.
A lot of one thing that I've noticed is a lot of like the big emo songs are kind of in the same key. They use like G sharp,
that's
F sharp, E, like, you know, just like
a lot of open chord stuff.
Exactly. They all kind of like, I noticed that with like a lot of Brand New songs, a lot of Hawthorne Heights songs too. Mm-hmm. They all kind of use the same chords. I don't know how much that has to do with it, but that sound that you get from that chord.
I mean, there's only so many chords you can play, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only so many progressions as well, but
there are so many.
I mean, I guess I can just say
maybe on a bass. I don't know.
Unlike metal or rock, you know, where you have a lot more power chords, emo has power chords. You'll get. Yeah. I feel like the guitars are kind of, you know, glistening. They shine more. Like Dashboard made that famous, and Circus Survive made that famous. You know, the kind of spacey lead guitar-y stuff that. Like even what do you call it? Brand New and Taking Back Sunday, they do. You know, there's plenty of like contrasting guitars. So that's, I think, another part of emo is that it's unlike punk, which is a and then the vocals lead it. Emo's got fucking drums going, you know, doing all kinds of linear shit, and then you have bass tapping. You know, emo is kind of like where the musicians actually got to flourish a little bit, where punk is just drab.
Well, emo's way riffier than
punk. Riffier, I think that's the thing is riffs really play a huge role. Also, yeah, I think the drums slowed down quite a bit, because if you're talking about punk, like punk's like really fast drumming, and like it's almost like cut in half timing, right? It's more heavier driving beats.
Yeah, more driving meat potatoes kind of
a lot of half times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely
more emotion.
Combination of the two.
Yeah, exactly.
Double times, half times.
So, I want to go down the line, and like, what was your favorite bands like growing up, and like, what are your favorite emo bands now? You start.
Me?
Yeah.
Shoot, how far back do you want me to go?
As far as you want, man.
Oh shit. Emo bands?
Just bands in general, like when you like growing up.
Well,
like, I mean, now I want to know like your favorite bands, and then also emo bands or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say because of my age, I've gone through quite the spectrum of bands. But I mean, geez, everything from Weezer, that Blue record was really big for me. Metallica, you know, Stone Temple Pilots back in the day, you know, Alice in Chains, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And then I heard Jimmy Eat World, and this was I think that's probably my first emo band that I realized you know, I was into. It was Clarity record. Mm-hmm.
Great record.
That's the one with Lucky Denverman. Yeah, that record, I was like, oh, interesting. There's something different going on here. Definitely emotional. Today, leading up, I'd say, geez, everything from.
What were we playing today at the shoot? That was good.
Who was that again?
Ben Quad.
Ben Quad. Right.
It's a new one.
Yeah, new artist I just learned of recently. Geez, who would be another one? Green Day, of course. Joking. I am and I'm not. I really did. I used to.
I saw Green Day too.
Basket Case record when that came out.
That new song they have is pretty good.
So just. I think we got to clarify why that's a joke to us now. So for everyone watching, why that's funny to us is because in our band we get asked all the time to play Green Day. And to us now it's a joke that we don't play Green Day just because we've been asked so many times. And so I'm not sure if our band will ever play Green Day just because we think it's funnier to not play it at this point. So that's why Green Day is kind of a punchline for our
What's
band.
even funnier is that we joked about never playing Green Day because we're like, okay, we'll play Green Day, and we still have not played Green Day.
Yeah, we can't at this point. The more people ask, the less I want to play.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's more funnier to me. I don't know what it would take. I don't know what it would take at this point for us to like actually play. At least
$750.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, so if you want to request a song and not go through the voting process, we just have a thing on our website where you can actually skip the line and have us learn any song to play for a show.
We do have Green Day on there.
What's that?
We do have Green Day on there, don't we?
No, we do. Oh, do we?
do not.
I don't know if it's on. I don't know if it's on the vote, but yeah, don't ask for a Green Day because we won't do it. You done?
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't say anything current.
No.
What's that?
You didn't say anything current.
Something current. Let's see, a recent one. Have you guys heard of Valley Heart? Okay, they're a good band. I don't know if they'd be considered emo per se, but I'd say they're more like a modernized version of emo, I'd say. Of course, Alkaline Trio. I was into. Well, I guess the Vandals are more punk.
Yeah.
Back in the day, but I saw them with the Ataris years ago, and it was just awesome. The Ataris were great, of course. Shoot. That's about it that comes to my mind for emo recently.
Yeah.
Besides the
Right, no,
usuals,
I hear you.
Blinks and all that, the world.
What about you, Sam?
Emo-wise, I think.
Growing up, like
like growing up.
Yeah, like what were the bands you liked?
Oh man, I started with classic rock, so but it was like the guitar-driven stuff. So like I went from like Van Halen to like Metallica, and like got more into like Ozzy, and then heavier stuff as I was kind of like learning and practicing guitar more. And then I got into punk rock, and then this is like around Warped Tour. I think my first Warped Tour was
punk rock, like
06,
some
like
bands.
No Effects, No Effects, and then the Casualties, Strung Out. Oh man, and like obviously the pop punks too. It's up to like Blink-182, Sum 41, and then Rise Against actually, who I was really into back then. And I think the first emo band that I ever listened to that kind of got me into it was AFI.
Yeah.
That album with Silver and Cold on it. I guess it was Sing the Sorrow. That one, I heard that, and one of my neighbors showed it to me actually when I was super young, and I'm like, damn. Like this isn't like Silver and Cold. That song was the one that I just like. I was like, that got me into emo, I think. And then I got into Hawthorne Heights.
What about now?
Now, like, what do I listen to now? Or just emo now?
Who do you think is your favorite emo band?
Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. Yeah. Oh man, right now, I think still have to fall back to Seosin. I think it's like every time I listen to anything Seosin, or actually Dance Gavin Dance too. Does that count?
Yeah.
It's kind of progressive, but actually it'd probably be Dance Gavin Dance for me.
Nice. Yeah, my story actually is really funny. Like growing up in a very religious home, my parents were always listening to like fucking Celine Dion and Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. I remember like that was what we were listening to all the time in the car, and I didn't know any different. Like I didn't really hear any of the bands that you mentioned. AC/DC, The Who, all that shit. Like, no, that was not in my family at all.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's actually what we listened to is it was Salty, the singing songbook was like a very like weird Christian thing, and so yeah, but it's so weird like doing what I do now and being in bands is because I like didn't have a rock and roll upbringing at all, which is maybe I always like the poppier side of things, like Michael Jackson. Like I was like love Michael Jackson, and yeah, I think the first time I ever heard anything remotely emo was like my sister was dating this one guy, and I think he was trying to just like get me to leave him alone, so he let me listen to a CD player, and it was Green Day. And it was
boy.
Are you kidding me?
and I was like,
come back around.
dude, that's what I was like.
Which album though?
Fuck, dude, what was Insomniac? Is that an album? Yeah. Right? Yeah, Insomniac, and I was like, fuck, dude, this is sick. And so yeah, Green Day really
after Dookie, right?
yeah. Yeah, that was
before Nimrod.
I think it's Walking Contradictions on there too.
Okay,
that's probably my favorite.
That's a great song.
Green Day song. I think it's. I don't know. I would say it's probably like a underrated Green Day song.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorites. But then, so from there, yeah, I was into Green Day for a little bit. But then like Blink-182 is really for me when it like took off. I was like, oh fuck, dude. Especially, I heard Dude Ranch, but End with the State with Travis Barker, like that was like, oh dude, changed luck. And I talked about this in the previous episodes, but that was like that's how I learned the drums. Is just knowing how to play that whole album perfectly.
Yeah.
Imagine like a parallel universe where Blink just never got Travis Barker.
Right. Shit.
Right. Yeah, we probably wouldn't even be here right now.
Right. Maybe. Yeah. So I mean, from there, I can't even really remember like my favorite bands, emo, more in the emo genre. I mean, I was like Taking Back Sunday, My Chemical Romance a little bit. I feel like Randall actually introduced me to like most of the bands because he's always like finding some shit. But like we even like really liked Korn too. When with the Family Values tour, when that was going on, like I think we got like the sampler CD or some shit, and we're just like that's how I found Incubus.
Yeah, Incubus,
like, probably Linkin Park too, right? Like,
maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's
was Incubus. It was like Ice Cube on that one. Orgy.
Yeah. So
Limp
we were like really into that for a while, and I joked about how like Randall wanted to be a DJ. I think that was that was when he started wanting to be a DJ. But then I mean. Then we started playing. I mean, we were in Simply Lost doing like more like pop punk. But then we moved. When we transitioned our band, I guess it was probably like 2002-ish, which was really deep in the emo scene. The Vans Warped Tour, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, it's so funny when I like talking about my favorite bands today. I mean, yeah, it's still Sailsin for me. I love Sailsin, but. I don't really discover new emo bands like these days. I just listen, especially now that we're in this band. All I do is listen to like old emo, Yeah, that's about my favorite bands. What about you, Randall? Growing up and today.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I love new metal.
We want to be the new metal kids.
No, I mean I've always listened to rock music. My dad always played K-rock. Growing up, so Offspring, Green Day, Soundgarden, STP, you name it. Loved it, and then I met Jordan. He introduced me to Blink-182, and my life changed.
Yeah, that was another one. Smash was big for me back.
Yeah, that's
Smash and
that's right.
Like right around the same time.
Those,
those two.
But I would say today, really like Turnstile. They're pretty dope.
Oh, what was it? Alpha Wolf?
Love Alpha Wolf.
So good.
I like listening to that with you guys.
Australian metalcore is where it's at.
Like Polaris and Australian metalcore and UK metalcore. The UK, some of those UK bands like Architects. While She Sleeps.
Architects is really good.
Bring Me the Horizon. Obviously.
I was thinking of Parkway Drive.
All right,
Parkway Drive. Yeah.
Always a shout out to Slipknot.
Oh yeah.
I will always love them. OG band. Deftones.
Yeah, I mean that might be something that's kind of surprising to maybe the viewers that have seen us in emo kids. It's like I think maybe across the board, all five of us probably like the heavier shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, we do for sure.
But big fan of Taking Back Sunday, brand new. Those are bands I always love. Yeah, Austin TC.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking unique experience in the fucking world. I was just literally
We're just happy to be
all
here.
your stories are a combination of mine.
Come on, choir boy. Let's hear more about it. Show
actually,
tunes and shit.
We're gonna have to start with Steve next time, so that way by the time
the choir stuff was all stuff I did on the side. That was just my own doing, just to be sharper at music and stuff. But growing up, I lived in the hood, so all we listened to was Latin music and hip hop. Until
reggaeton.
Not even reggaeton. No, that wasn't even a thing or that popular back then. It was all just like your classic Mexican and Latino, Central American, like cumbia and I guess reggaeton. I don't know. I was too young. I didn't like any of it. I liked hip hop. My mom also listened to Mariah Carey and Shakira and stuff, and I listened to hip hop. And then one day, my uncle, who had a whole CD collection, I always like, whoa, these are cool. He hands me a CD. He's like, don't tell your mom I gave you this because they talk about masturbation. It's Dookie by Green Day. So that's the first rock CD I ever heard in my life, and I was like, what the fuck? Then I had this friend in middle school who like would show me music. He showed me like Korn, Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Blink, Eminem, all the new metal, all the newest Smash. Mm-hmm. He showed me all that shit, and that's basically when I like left the fucking. And by that time, we had moved into like the burbs. So I was around white people. So it was all punk and rock and stuff,
Linkin Park.
Oh my god! I gotta say, shout out to Linkin Park, rest in peace, Chester. But I mean, Hybrid Theory was on repeat for an entire summer, 2001. Like I never stopped listening.
That's why you crush it.
I remember being so stoked when I knew Meteora was coming out.
Oh,
and I like pre-ordered the CD.
So good.
And then just like when it hit and like Somewhere I Belong, just like with
do you remember going to like a record store and buying an album?
Oh, I love that.
I was so happy.
That's how it was too small to have one.
Dude, something like
We had Sam Goody and that.
We could go to like Circuit City in Valencia. I'd be so excited.
Remember that one store in the Valencia Mall that like it was like upstairs and they had just like the wall you could just listen to like all the new albums and stuff.
It was Barnes and
Tower.
Noble. They had
Barnes and Noble had that too.
Tower had it
there
too.
was like
Tower
there was a small record shop that was in our mall, and it was just like I spent so much of my time there. I bought albums just because they like the CD case looked cool. So
did you guys ever watch that movie Empire Records?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that movie.
Great movie. I actually just watched it like a week ago. Just threw it on in the background.
That was like my dream job. I want to work at a record store. Now they don't exist, but
right.
There's a few of them. They're pretty cool. I still like going in there.
like MoMA.
And like Amoeba, like they
the one in
too.
Hollywood. There's two in Hollywood that I like going to. And then
Yeah, but now they're like it's like a nostalgia.
Yeah, right. It's a nostalgia.
Like,
thing. They're not like actually people go there and they don't actually buy anything.
Oh no! I go there and I buy because some of the used ones that they have coming in like $1 to $3. Like I got a good Z. I can't remember. Kevin, which ZZ Top album did I get?
Afterburn?
Might have been that one. Can't remember. I thought I showed it to him and he got super excited. But I got a bunch of records.
It's okay. We know you're from Los Feliz and you're very hipster.
Oh, that's right.
Hipster.
Yeah. Well, you're in Virgil Village. You're more hipster than I am.
So RC, we're done.
You can cut that out.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Where was I? Oh yeah, just middle school was like introduction rock, and then I met Nick Pucci, who would like show me all the new bands. Probably you showed him.
No. I never showed anybody Mest. He loved that.
Oh god,
yeah, Nick showed me Mest. I love Mest. So don't hate on Mest.
Remember when Nick had the Creed poster?
Me and Nick used to jam Creed in his garage. Man. I just listened to Creed today.
Wait, what's wrong with Creed?
Creed is great. I was just listening to One Last Breath on the way here. It's a beautiful song. But
I think
anyway,
they're kind of like just like a punchline. I feel like.
Well, now because new metal
it's
is
like
the
Nickelback.
punchline.
Now that they're getting back together,
Right.
Just like,
with arms wide open, my friend.
Dude, could you imagine if they like just like started playing the Super Bowl? Like just
I would be thrilled.
people would lose their
I would
shit.
rather see Creed than Usher.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I love
Maybe
the
get some
leather pants and white
T-Swift
beaters
in there.
There we go.
So yeah, that's it.
about
I
your
guess
favorite
all in
bands
all,
now?
I'd like to say that I am not. I grew up listening to a lot of emo, but at the end of the day, I'm probably a metalhead.
Yeah,
I like the heavier stuff.
he's our metalhead for sure.
I've always gone into the heavier, and that's metal came into play hardcore when, no pun intended, when I was learning drums. So that's kind of where it all shifted, and that was around when emo started dying out, end of the 2000s.
What about now? Like, who's your favorite artist now?
I mean, as far as emo or the scene goes,
It's really any. I mean, really,
Oh,
yeah, emo
I mean-
and anyone.
I mean, Every Time I Die is still one of my favorite bands of all time. Even the stuff they've been releasing before they broke up was amazing. and I don't listen to them as much anymore, but I still think that Thrice and Circus Survive are the top dogs in that scene.
I'm so mad at Every Time I Die because I had tickets to see them in Under Oath.
And they broke up?
Yeah.
You didn't get tickets for their new band? They didn't like comp you or anything?
No, I forgot.
What's the new band called?
Better Lovers.
They're good too.
I saw them at the Roxy recently, and they were just unreal. Like the energy was just through.
Yeah, those guys know how to play.
They were
man.
solid as fuck. Then they came off the stage afterwards, and they were walking around. A lot of people didn't even realize they were walking around, and I was like, "Dude, what's up, man? We were just talking to the bands
you're
and all
Jordan
that.
Buckley.
Nice guys. What's up?
You're Jordan Buckley.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, Steve. So since you got to answer that question last this time, you're going to start with this one.
Okay.
So you kind of already touched on it, but would you consider yourself emo in your younger years? Were you an emo kid?
Oh, I think I was probably the most out of this whole band. Because I knew you two, and you guys were very like in the pop punks, skate punk. Like as far as look and band goes, I mean, I was all about it. The tight black, all black band shirts, pink heart belt buckle, fucking bleached bangs, the fucking Flock of Seagulls haircut, studded belts, all the candy and the arm gear, fingernails painted black.
Damn.
I sang.
Your parents think there's something wrong with you?
No. I think
They thought it was a phase.
No, they did think it was a phase. Well, it was a phase. That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of emo reminiscent nowadays, with the style. Like, I still wear fitted G's. I still wear Vans all the time.
Yeah.
I still wear
no more black fingernails.
black. Yeah, but no more black fingernails.
It takes too much effort. That's
way
just
too
hard.
much. Even with emo kids, like handkerchief in the back pocket and some earrings will do the job.
Yeah, right.
So, I had the studs, I wanted to get tats and stuff, but I'm a musician, so I was always broke.
Yeah, right.
So, I'd like to say, I got made fun of in high school for being the emo kid, like the one emo kid.
So then you were for sure the emo kid if you were made fun of.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I brought my acoustic to school and I'd sing Fall Out Boys to the girls.
Oh,
and
that's
shit.
so emo.
Oh, man.
You're so emo,
they loved
bro.
it.
I'm sure they did. Yeah, we ate that shit up.
That's funny.
So, now though, I'm definitely, not the. I don't know who is. Probably Randall or Jordan
Hey, Randall,
What?
are the most emo now.
were you emo in growing up in high school? Were you an emo kid?
No. Maybe by senior year.
Yeah.
This guy was a frat guy.
That was a jock.
He was
Yeah.
a jock.
A couple of years.
Randall was a jock.
I played football.
When did you become emo? You think, or were you ever emo? You think?
Oh, I was so emo. Probably senior year of high school, and then in the college.
Yeah.
Super emo.
Yeah, you were the pioneer of the hair.
Yeah.
You did pioneer the long
I
hair.
did. I miss that.
In our scene.
I can't do it anymore.
Randall
You need that hair back.
Jesus.
I told you that the other
It
day.
takes so long.
I saw that picture.
We're
for the
half
first
for a year,
time.
dude.
I'm gonna show a picture on this podcast. So you know what? It's funny. I was not really emo. I'm one of the older ones in the band. So I was kind of more like the pop punk guy. Really
skate surf punk.
very
guy.
very Blink-182 style Dickies. Like white belts, Hurley shirts.
Yeah,
for sure.
the white belt. You did love the
Frosted tips.
I mean, I got a white
Wait,
belt.
what was
on
that?
right now.
Hey, what was the shell sunglass that all the
Oh, Puka Shell.
Puka
I
Shell.
was
definitely-
I'm sure you were.
He was a Puka Shell guy.
Hey, Jordan, what was your nickname at Petrol? Frosty?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Frosty.
He
Yeah.
used to dye his tips of his hair.
Bleach.
Oh, yeah.
It's called bleach, bro.
Jordan was
Dye.
a manager at Hollister.
I was manager at Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie.
I worked at Hollister though. I worked at Hollister prior to that, but then after college I was managing Abercrombie and Fitch. But yeah, so for me, the emo style really didn't start for me until college. Again, because I was like one of the older ones, so it's like that's when kind of Scenic took off. Like you said, your senior year. Yeah, but by that point I was already out of high school. But I never went as far to where is the girl jeans. I never did that. Randall was all about that shit. I just couldn't get behind that whole trend. I think everyone in our band actually had girl jeans, probably from Hollister or Abercrombie.
Well, I worked there.
I think what Nick worked at Lucky Jeans too.
Yeah, that's right. He used to hook it up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He gave me a satchel and I loved it.
That was back when satchels were not cool.
it's a purse. It's a purse.
I was so emo with that satchel.
But yeah, I mean, I remember all you guys were doing like gauges and stuff like that too. My mom was like, absolutely fucking not. I'm like, well, can I at least pierce my ears? And she's like, yeah, but just like the regular piercing. So that's why I still have them like this. I thank God I didn't get the gauges, because I know so many people that had to get surgery, or like they're still kind of like
I did the same as you. I only went to
I went to
zero. I went to zero.
Yeah,
I stopped.
Yeah. I know so many people who just don't wear gauges anymore, but their ears are just floppy. There's like a hole in the middle.
Right.
I
got some big earlobes though, so help me out.
Yeah, but it's not like there's not like an inch long hole in the middle of them. It's just I don't know.
I never did the
That's creepy.
I never did the black nail polish. I never did the eyeliner. And also, yeah, so I had long hair. I had long hair for a while, but I was always the blonde in the band.
You were more like a surfer kid.
Yeah, I guess I was more like the surfer kid for sure in the band.
You were the Sam in the band.
But I did actually. So I had like blonde hair, but then I dyed. I had like a black streak like right here. So it was like blonde hair with a black streak in it.
I was gonna say I had a similar setup, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a drummer thing.
Yeah, I love that look. I still would rock that shit.
Oh my god, Jason, you're. I'm just picturing it in my head.
My sister.
Oh, I remember. I saw that.
You know, tell about it when you're yours.
Well, they'd always say I look like Keith Urban now when they see all those old pictures. It was like the straight hair.
It was very
the
Keith
blonde
Urban.
and all
I
that.
saw that. I'm gonna have to show that picture too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sam, we already kind of know you weren't emo at all.
No, not at all. I mean, I listened to the music, but I was just into ska at that time, as I was like the emo band. So everybody would wear black at a show or something like that, and like I'd probably just got to see I don't know, Streetlight Manifesto the week before, so I'm wearing a Streetlight shirt, white shorts and sandals.
Dude, for whatever reason, I feel like you walk into shows looking like you came out of Margaritaville.
Oh yeah, exactly.
For whatever reason, that's like
Sam's like the Tommy Bahama.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna wear shorts and sandals at his wedding.
Right, seriously,
for sure.
Yeah, like you're permanent vacation in fucking Cancun or something.
Yes, that's where I'm always at. I don't know. It's funny. I'll even when I know I have a van drive of at least an hour, I'll just pack the clothes that I'm going to wear for the show, and I'll just have gym shorts and
sandals,
a slightly stupid shirt and sandals, and this is my driving attire.
I will say that though. I feel like a lot of times, especially when we're on tour, we sound check in flip flops and basketball shorts for the most part, for sure. What about you, dude?
Mine was probably just an evolution for a little bit in high school. I was a band geek in high school, but I also a lot of the punk bands, punk rock bands, emo band. I don't know if you consider Alkaline Trio emo.
Yeah, kind of.
I was really into them at the time.
Discount emo.
Yeah, emo light.
The style was definitely emo.
Yeah. What was it? Juliana Theory and all them back in the Reggie and the Full Effect. I'm thinking of some of these old school.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just called out Juliana Theory.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, wasn't that your band?
That was the band we toured with a lot.
Oh, that's right.
Huh.
Yeah, dude, I hear the song in my head as soon as someone says
many
Juliana
years.
Theory.
What's that?
I'm on top of the
Yeah, exactly.
you and I. I got a lot of time.
That was from what, 1997 or 8 or something?
Yeah, I honestly, I wonder if we played that, if that would hit at all. I don't know if it would hit. I don't know.
I feel like there'd be two people who just look at each other and go, "Oh!"
Exactly. Yeah, some of those songs.
Shoot, what was? Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart now. It was one of their other bands, Reggie and the Full Effects. Fuck.
It's not RX Bandits, was it?
No.
Oh my
Great
god, I
band too,
love
by the
RX
way.
Bandits.
Dude, yeah, it bring me back, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
They're coming soon, by the way, too.
They're band still?
Oh, yeah.
But were you emo? Not necessarily music, but
I was
were you?
getting there. I think it's in you from the start, and then it just kind of blossoms eventually.
How did you dress? How did you dress in high school? What was your style?
Just kind of regular, very simple, white T-shirt and jeans kind of shit.
Like a Midwest man.
Yeah, exactly. It was probably up until when I did my first Warped Tour with Jera. That was 2005.
Warped Tour will do that to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, because when I met you, you were full blown you were like a character that I selected for the emo guy.
Choose your fighter.
And it's like, choose your fighter. You had the full blown mohawk. You had the cut off jorts.
I
jean
think by the time I
shorts,
met you guys, I had like a faux hawk kind
the
of thing.
lanyard on your keychain.
Oh yeah,
all that shit.
That's a
You know,
look.
like you were a emo band dude.
Dude,
I had like the striped slip-ons
Yep.
and all that.
Dude.
Yeah, the straight.
No, you had the fucking mohawk.
Oh, it was the mohawk at that time.
Big
Okay.
ass fucking.
So it came a little later.
How
I
big are we
guess.
talking?
No, dude, he had like, it wasn't like a modest mohawk. He had like hair here still, so this came out, and this was like a big old, like a flame. Like,
We'll have to cue some photos. here.
You'd like strike a match and that was his hairstyle.
it was a big
It's a
mohawk.
fire cut, bro.
Big faux hawk. I remember those days.
Yeah, but I think it evolved. Warped Tour definitely helped that. 05,
Do you
06,
guys-
right around that time, especially?
Did you ever do like the bootcut jeans? Did you do
No,
that?
never.
Did you
did.
do?
Oh,
Because I was
like
all
Midtown.
the flared jeans. That was like a
Midtown
scenic. That was like a
and,
scenic
oh,
thing for
dude.
sure.
Midtown and all
remember
American
the
Rejects.
So lame.
Rejects and Midtown wore that style.
Dude, that was scenic. We had
yeah,
so
you
many
guys
flared.
did.
We were all out
Oh
flared
my
jeans,
god!
dude.
But that was after your surf punk Blink 182
No, that's what
style.
I'm saying. Because that was again. I think scenic was definitely more in the emo.
Yeah, that's true.
Simply Lost was
Simply
like
Lost.
pop punk, but then we went into emo with scenic for sure. And then the hairstyle
Oh, you
and the
guys
girl
had-
jeans, it went for sure.
I used to bitch about it all the time at Down for the Count practice. Like, god damn it, guys, we need to be like more like fucking scenic. They got the hair, the jeans, the guitars are the right height. It's a formula.
Guitars are the right height.
I swear to God, and our band is like fucking 4 band dudes and Jason, 4 band nerds with no style and fucking Target jeans. And Jason,
Dude, wait, who's
Jason,
on the Target jeans?
we all 4 of us did, but Jason looked badass. So
Dude,
he was
speaking
like, yeah.
speaking of
Denizen
that,
by
okay,
Levi's.
so
Stretch.
Oh yeah, easily.
when we had Brent join our band as the singer. He was the drummer of. I remember the band was called Ellis, right?
Yes.
That was their band.
Ellis.
Yeah, I think so.
So like, and what they were like very like Valencia dirt bike bros.
Right.
Like that was their look.
But they were
right?
emo.
Wait, who else?
No,
was in
but
Ellis?
like, remember you had to when Brent
Garrett
joined our band as
Everly
a singer.
and
Randall
Anthony
took him to the
and
fucking
and
mall.
Brandon Haas.
Randall literally went clothes shopping with him. He's like, all right, if you're gonna be our singer, you're not gonna look like that anymore. He like full on changed his whole outfit, his whole wardrobe. You remember that shit? You go into more detail. Good, like
I do. No, it was great. That was it, dude. Took him shopping.
Emo was part of it, man. You had to look the part. You can't just show up.
you had to look the
You
part
can't
on
just
stage
show up in
for
a
sure.
fucking plaid cowboy shirt and think you're gonna gain your fans'
Right.
attention. You know.
I remember seeing the emo kids in high school, and they all got everything from Hot Topic.
Oh, yeah.
You have to, unless you went to a concert, you had to go to Hot Topic to get a band shirt.
For sure.
That's
And
true.
they used to have all the best ones too. I went into one a couple months ago. And I was like, they don't have anything. It's like a couple of bootleg Slipknot shirts and like maybe a Deftones shirt.
and a lot of anime shit and
And a lot of anime
cartoons.
shit,
Yeah.
It's turned into like a very much like a gamer dungeon kind of deal.
A gamer dungeon. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's funny. You always see like the kids nowadays like wearing the band shirts. They have absolutely no idea like who the band is.
I see like a lot of like the Ramones, like Iron Maiden,
Right.
Oh yeah.
Metallica, shit like that.
Name 3
Like,
songs.
Name 3 songs.
Right.
What are you wearing?
What's that?
What shirt is that?
Oh, this is
Nirvana?
the band Batman.
Oh, she's Batman.
Oh, Batman.
It looks
okay.
like a Nirvana font.
Name 3 Batmans.
Yeah. Name 3 songs by Batman. You're not a fan. So
emo, the last Batman, the Batman,
Name 3 actors who were Batman.
George Clooney.
so it is the thing.
Not wrong.
It is the thing like the whole thing is like it was never a phase. It's not a phase. You kind of hear that in the community now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was emo a phase for you?
No, I don't think so at all.
You still emo, bro?
Yeah. I think once you are, you always will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam?
I'm still just as not
Are you-
emo
are you-
now
are
as
you-
I was back then.
You're not even a new emo?
No. I mean, it's like most of these bands that we like play. I listened to almost everything back in high school, and so I knew it, and I still continued to listen to it then. I just never really like looked the part, more or less.
Sam is the Tommy Bahama right? model. Yeah, no, honestly, for me, it was weird. You know, it kind of was a phase, but I never stopped liking the music. But like when our bands like broke up, I was just kind of bummed, and so I kind of maybe like distanced myself from it. But as soon as as soon as I met you and we like started this band, it was just like, oh, I'm back, baby. Like it was like kind of like the scene was kind of dying, right? And so like I just didn't really participate, but now I'm like, I fucking love this shit so much, you know. So I guess it wasn't a phase; it just went dormant, like a little bit.
I'm glad the term "it was never a phase" or "it's not a phase, mom," like whatever is kind of like trending right now. That has been. I'm glad it's there because it's growing this whole emo night thing, or this whole like genre coming back, again.
Now it's funny. I'm sure my mom is like, really? you're how old are you? You're fucking doing this shit.
Still trying. He's 38. Still trying to be in an emo band.
Dude, you're right. We're adults now. Fucking. Honestly, I feel like we're more emo than ever. Honestly, now we're touring and playing all this classic shit.
We tortured our parents back in the day.
They thought it was fucking done. Ha ha. Jokes on
our
them.
poor neighbors. Like,
right. Oh yeah. We got the cops calling us all the time. Even though then we had to like we played in our garage and that was what we practiced. We'd have to warn the whole neighborhood. We're gonna be practicing between 2 and 4.
With our half stacks and like my 8x10
cabinet. Dude, like blasting, just blasting.
In Santa Clarita?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been.
Stevenson Ranch.
Cop
like,
City.
All the time. It was
if
like
you're not Karen, you're a cop.
It was very Stepford Wives, very suburbia for sure. Randall, was emo a phase for you?
It was. I'm living it again.
So did it go dormant, or were you just like over it in the middle?
I don't know. It's like everything in life. Hills and valleys. I've always loved emo music.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
But you, Steve?
It's a tough one because if it wasn't for that style of music, pop punk and emo, that like set me up for everything that I love now and that I'm good at now. But I definitely outgrew that style of music in like 2008 or 9, and that's why I miss a lot of these like 2010, like Pierce
the later emos.
I miss that style, which is actually cool because I'm rediscovering it now. And so there is this like, it was dormant, but I mean, at the end of the day, like the subtopic we'll get into later. The part of the reason I started doing hip hop is because emo is just so fucking whiny and so victim mentality. Like, god damn, like, everything is just about my girlfriend or my parents or like fuck me. Whereas hip hop, it's like, it's about the grind,
hookers and killing cops.
Yeah, there's like hookers and shit. But a lot of newish hip hop is about like
material,
like mental fortitude and like the grind and like being positive and getting out of the hole and not being a victim. That's why I like hip hop. So that's why it's hard for me to like kind of go back to like these old songs because it kind of pulls me back into this really dark time of my life.
Imagine that Annie play the bass too.
With that,
so you being an emo kid pulls you back into a dark time.
No. I'm saying like
I know. And when he plays the bass for me,
the guy who drives the car. Right. It's like, oh god, I'm ready to get hurt right now.
Playing the bass and I hate this music.
I'm gonna drive an hour and a half just to get hurt.
All right, that proves that you're emo as fuck.
Yeah, that actually kind of does. No, I wouldn't say I don't hate the music. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I was able to show up and bang out these songs no problem because I love the music and I know all these songs like the back of my hand. I guess the thing is,
you just said emo is easy right there.
Yeah.
To me, it's easy. But I did not listen to any emo before I joined this band. It's all the last 10 years has been metal and hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this for sure. Like my Spotify recap at the end of the year was completely different after I joined this band. It was like all emo. Before that, it was not.
My algorithm is so fucked.
I know.
It's all fucking newfound glory.
Like, I want to find new bands. It's just show me all bands from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You gotta have 2 services, one for this band and one for your private music.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we'll start on this side then. And you kind of already mentioned this. How do you dress now typically when you're not on stage?
It is actually fairly similar to. It's always been similar to emo. I'm always been a hat guy. I love hats. Ironically, I never had long hair when I was emo, which is funny. I had like kind of short, long hair, but I never really let it go. And now that I like have long hair, I never even put it down, which is the ironic part. I always wear it up. But I mean, I still wear fitted pants. I still wear Vans. I still wear plain t-shirts and button-ups. And I still wear hoodies. Like, literally, I'm just like emo without band shirts still.
Yeah.
And better, more colors, not all black. You know, but it's still pretty much all the same shit, you know? Like, you can tell someone's age by how they dress. Like, the Gen Zers, they wear these fucking short shorts like up to their fucking nuts hanging out. Drives me insane.
Yeah.
You know?
Like my drumming shorts.
No. Those
I think
are
Randall had some of those shorts on.
our
today, right?
generation wears shorts properly 3 inches above the knee.
Oh yeah. Hey. If you wear shorts below the knee, no.
Yeah, you were born in the 80s.
I don't think I have a single pair of shorts above the knee.
No.
Like I said, Margaritaville.
Yeah, you're the
sure.
exception.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Hang out with my stepdad. You guys have a great time.
Yeah, so I would say I dress pretty much the same emo style, same, you know, dark colors, fucking fitted everything,
Yeah.
earrings, rings, bracelets, all the shit.
How about you, Randall?
Same. You know, invest in some good jeans. I like Mott and Bow. I like Buck Mason. I got a couple brands.
All right, so Randall's very fucking bougie.
That's true.
So
No.
no.
They're very moderate brands.
Okay.
Moderate brands, high priced.
Right.
Well, no. Hey, hey, 1 second.
He's a classy. He's a classy emo.
Yeah,
How
get
many
up and do a
times you wear
twirl
a
for
pair of
the
jeans per
audience.
year?
Huh?
How many times do you wear a pair of jeans per year?
Many
like
times.
many times,
But
but
how many times? Give me a guess.
how many times do I wear them? At least 250 times a year.
So if you spend $100, you wear them 200 times in 1 year.
He's doing girl math right now.
Dude,
What does that cost you?
50
For
cents a wear.
comfortable, well-made
50
jeans.
cents
I
a
have
wear.
4 pairs of
Not
Target
slave
jeans.
labor
I
jeans,
I spent
okay?
a total of $120 on all 4 pairs, and they've lasted me like 2 years.
And they were made in where?
You got me. I don't care. They're made to be in my dresser.
Yeah.
So
All right, but here's the honest truth though. Randall's fiance kind of dresses him. Let's be honest. He dresses like a fucking
good.
hipster all the time. He's such a hipster.
maybe if I had somebody to dress me, I would.
I have a couple brands and I stick by them. Buck Mason, Mott and Bow.
Okay, I got
Converse.
What percentage of your wardrobe did Nicole either pick out or buy for you?
All the fancy shit, I don't wear that much.
Every time we go to like some like a kid's birthday party or some shit, I see it like how Randall's dressed. It's like, bro, you did not pick
yeah.
that shirt.
But she buys the brands. I like Banks Journal. I have a couple brands. I'm
I've
very.
never heard of any of these. I've never heard of any of these brands. Randall's kind of a brand whore for sure.
Yeah.
You're not on the map, dude.
Yeah, so I honestly, I love Vans. I love, I used to wear Converse quite a bit. I wear fairly fitted jeans. I never really got into like the skinny jeans. But yeah, I mostly wear like t-shirts and hats like every single day. I would say being in this band definitely makes me like wear more black. My style, I live in Huntington Beach, so I'm like pretty much in flip-flops every day.
I got a man.
Yeah, I'm in flip-flops every day, pretty much. More black now that I'm in this band, but yeah, I probably just dress like a surfer most of the time. That's usually my style. That was usually my style, but now it's kind of emo surfer is where I'm at now. What about you, man?
Like if Jimmy Buffett was slightly stupid.
Right. The only time we can get Sam to wear a black shirt and jeans is
man.
band stuff. That's the only time.
You'd be a great manager at Tommy Bahama. I'm gonna tell you that.
Sure, I would be. I know I would hate that actually. I know what I'm talking about. I've worked retail and will never go back into retail.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't care what the hell I'm saying. People suck.
Yeah.
I feel like I know what you look like that all the time.
Yeah, I hate shopping for clothes.
When's the last time you got something new?
This is probably the newest.
That Batman.
Yeah. But I love wearing black. You know, jeans, t-shirt, shit. But I love wearing black, which sucks because my dog shed.
Oh yeah,
it gets. You know, they have tan fur, so I always have.
Everything always comes back to Jason's dogs.
Yeah. You can probably see like some of the shedding already. Just
Jason's always been like
Hey, bro,
boutique shopper.
mini schnauzers for the win. I'm telling you.
You always getting the steals at like the fucking Salvation Army or something.
I like online shopping a lot more these days.
I probably bought.
I don't have to hear that sound of the.
Dude,
the
that's what I do. I find a brand, I just buy the same thing over and over again.
Dude,
I probably get most of my clothes.
when you go into work, do you ever have to wear like a shirt and tie? I feel like I couldn't see you in like a shirt and tie.
I've done it, but luckily at my job, I can go in the office looking like Tommy Bahama, sandals, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Sam's got like a new nickname.
I could have
Margaritaville or Tommy Bahama.
I could have lunch
Jimmy
stains
Buffett.
all over my shirt. It doesn't matter.
You know, Jordan, I will say working in advertising does keep us young.
Oh, for sure. You kind of have to be like be like trendy for sure.
I can go sell insurance and wear a tie every day.
Okay, so Steve kind of touched on this before. Well, I want to collectively vote. Who do we think is the most emo in the band right now?
Currently,
Who's the most emo in the band?
Sam.
And I think that could be like a combination of dressing and also like maybe their attitude in life, the music that they like the most too. Like who do we think the most
Jordan
emo in this? Do you think it's me?
I was gonna say Jordan or Randall.
Yeah.
I don't know who I think.
Who's
It's definitely
cried the
fucking
most
not Sam.
recently?
It's definitely not Sam. We can rule him out.
Yeah.
We can rule him out. Yeah, maybe not Jason.
I don't see any of you guys as a crier. Maybe you.
I love to cry.
If you see like a sick squirrel or something like that, you
I would think. Here's the
True.
thing.
Wait, did you see a six squirrel?
I'll show you afterwards.
In that case, I'm emo as fuck. I cry.
So here's the thing. I think maybe overall, if we touched on like all those things, I think Randall's probably the most emo in this band. What do you guys think?
Currently,
Yeah,
I mean, he gets it for style.
like music,
Yeah,
style,
he's still like,
and then maybe a little bit emotional.
yeah, because you still listen to like all the old school bands. Like you were like rocking the new Taking Back Sunday. And
Yeah.
I will say this though. And I hope Steve doesn't kick my ass here, but like sometimes Steve gets the most emotional. Sometimes.
have my moments.
He has the right to. There have been some
there
situations.
have been a couple times where he's.
I think maybe most people in this band are like relatively like just straight line in regards to like emotional levels, like maybe just tiny little dips here. But like Steve will go like boom out of nowhere sometimes, and like it's just we gotta like just step back, like let Steve have his moment. So don't hate me, but
No, that's true. I know.
sometimes you're like, oh fuck, Steve's on one right now.
I've been walking around Vegas for the last hour, looking like a jabroni. People are jogging at 7 in the morning.
The sun's coming out.
Right. That's a good story. We gotta talk about that one.
I mean, yeah, I'm very expressive. I'm not ashamed of it.
When you get mad, you just get mad.
Yeah.
I can tell right.
But he's not like that mad.
No, I know.
He's
It's
just
like, oh, Steve.
No, but it's like if
It's like snap.
dude, if literally a dark cloud was a thing on a cartoon, like that's what it is. He totally gets this like the storm comes in, you're just like step away.
But then it just goes away, and you're
Well,
like
that's
it
the
never
thing.
happened.
But it will.
gradually.
He rebounds really quick, but yeah, I think if anyone in the band, he's got the biggest like boom, it just tips out of nowhere.
Well, Jason gets a serial killer look when he's mad.
Oh, yeah, Jason gets very Italian for sure.
I've only seen you mad once.
He just he smiles like he's
Oh yeah, it's
normal,
like a
he's
fucking
creepy.
psychopath.
Oh,
Jason was mad at Soundcheck on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
You haven't even
That's
seen
the
that
first
guy.
time I've seen you
drum
that mad in a
harder.
while.
Yeah.
I ain't seen you like that in a minute.
Can you hear me now?
Dude, I stopped. I'm like, there's something wrong right now. He's gonna break the fucking drum kit.
Dude, yeah.
He had to release
honestly,
a little bit. Of
honestly,
something.
it is like the really like the creepy like Joe Pesci mad.
But he
It's
was
like,
laughing while he was
What, I
doing
make you
it.
laugh?
Wait,
What?
like,
Like a clown?
exactly.
Like a clown?
Exactly.
I just saw him. He's just laughing as he's just beating the shit out
Yeah.
of the drum kit. I'm like, oh wow.
That's what I mean. You know what's funny? When Sam gets mad, it's funny when Sam ges mad, he just like acts like he's not mad, and you're like, oh, he's mad. Like, you can tell. Like when we went to that restaurant in Hawaii, because then we were like talking about going to Waikiki. He was like, No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm totally fine. We're like, oh no, he's mad, right?
Well, no, remember, the only thing that got me up that day, because I was gonna chill in bed, I was tired. The only thing that like got me up was you guys were like, hey, we'll go to Kailua. Which was like, fuck yeah, I want to go to Kailua. I've been to Oahu like 5 times. I've never been to Kailua. And we get Randall's like, yeah, we're going to go to this place on the other side of the fucking city. I'm like, okay, cool. There's a line. Some guy in the parking lot pissed me off, and they're like, we're not going to Kailua.
Dude, so like we finally got our food, and like we're like, okay, we're gonna go to Waikiki, and like you could just tell Sam was like about to snap.
Like the last place
you know what? No, let's just go where Sam wants before he murders somebody. Let it out, man. You're gonna hold all that anger in, so it's gonna explode on somebody.
The last place I wanted to go to was a full beach, or they're gonna charge me to park.
It's so funny.
Fuck that. I'm gonna go somewhere nice.
So what made you all want to play in an emo cover band? Let's start with you.
Shit, I mean, at the time I was still playing music. I was still performing a lot as BF Steve. And I actually, at the time, remember talking to myself, like, wanting to get a band together, wanting to jam again. You know, it's one thing to rap and do videos and, like, loop and stuff, but that's not the same as, like, you know, that's an itch that you can never scratch until you do, right? Mm-hmm. And then I didn't even know I did until I saw Emo Kids and Jason was playing with you guys, and I was like, fuck.
I didn't even know I did.
And I remember, swear to God, I was like, maybe I should start one out here in San Diego, because there's not one out here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That was my first thought. And, then as soon as I got the call from Jay, I was like, yeah, makes sense. 100% down. That's pretty much it.
What about you, Randall? What made you want to play in the cover band?
I just love playing music. You know, I was in a band called Wax Owls. Shout out to them. Great band. But it didn't work out. I had a kid. I couldn't do that. And then you called me.
I was like, yeah, it didn't work out. I had a kid. So now I'm touring more.
I know, right?
So what was it really then?
No.
What was it really?
I was a very new dad then. I couldn't handle it all.
Okay.
But no, you hit me up that one time. I played with you guys. And I'm like, this is dope. Let's do it. And I just always want to play music. It's part of my life.
Yeah. For me, it's funny actually. Obviously, the emo has had its resurgence in the last couple of years, right? You got all the emo nights with the DJs and stuff like that. I think Emo's Not Dead. Matt Cutshall, all that stuff. And I remember when he started doing that stuff, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like someone's like keeping emo alive, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's just like this wave, right? Everyone's into emo. It's like bringing it back for so many people. And I remember Josh, DJ Osh, who tours with us. I forgot what it was. Maybe there was a cover band in town, or maybe there was a band coming to town, a cover band. He's like, dude, we should start an emo cover band. And I was like, oh man, like who would play with us? Like he's like, I'm like, well, he's like, I could like sing or play bass. I'm like, okay, well, what about the guitars? We did the rest of the band. It was just us two. And then that's when the Boys Who Cry came in, and that's when I was like, I think he planted the seed, and I was like, man, maybe that would be cool to be in a cover band. And then when you came by, that's what I was like, oh, this would be fun. So that's why I hit you up at that show. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Randall. I mean, I absolutely love performing music live. It's like probably one of my favorite things to do on the planet. And yeah, so I think what's also awesome, we're going to go into this a little later too. It's just like you play all these songs that everyone knows and loves. It's just like, it's such a different vibe, even from like the bands that we were in, because it's like maybe you had like one or two songs that people really absolutely loved, but for a lot of the time you may be playing to new people that have never heard the song before. There's just a completely different vibe now when you're playing all these hits for people that love this shit growing up. Yeah, that's why I wanted to be in this emo cover band. What about you, Sam?
Man, I played in original bands for so long, and the moment that I realized like, oh, being in this cover band is awesome, or like I want to do this, is I found out that like playing emo cover music is like cheating, because you don't have to like try to sell your original music or like start from scratch or anything. Everybody just always knows the songs that you're playing, and therefore if you do a good job playing them, thankfully people keep coming out, which was what we love. This is like growing with us, and people keep coming out, and every year you're playing songs that you love, and everybody is singing the songs along when you're playing them live, without having to like grind out for weeks at a time in the studio, like trying to get everybody's like what, because being in a band, especially with like 5 members, when you're writing your own original music, nobody is ever on the same page until like months of working on the same song, and it's stressful.
Sure.
And I don't know if you guys have been in a band where it's easier.
I know we've talked about this, and it's like, yeah, being in a cover band, I think in general is like kind of like a break for as a musician.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you kind of coast a little bit. It's like you get to learn these songs. I mean, obviously learning songs is hard, and we obviously spend a lot of time trying to get very dialed in. But it's like these songs have existed for a long time, and you've heard these songs, and they're on an album, right? So they're already fixed. It's not like to your point, like writing. It's like this doesn't exist yet. You're trying to like grab it out of like the air of creativity. But it's like all you have to do is play this song how it's written, and then people are going to enjoy that. It's just like it's such a nice like, oh, so I just get to focus on performing. Right?
That's exactly what it is. And then also like sometimes when you like write a song and you think it's going to be awesome, and then you spend all this time on it, and then it just flops like a turd in a punch bowl, like nobody likes it. Like it takes all of that like negativity out of it, and you're just doing the fun shit, which is playing live. So yeah, that's when I realized that was an option. That's when I was like, I really want to be in an emo cover band.
But I'm curious, like, because again, like, you know, you growing up was much more into ska, or at least playing in ska bands and stuff. Like, what was like actually the catalyst for you to start playing the emo songs? Did Bobby invite you, or like what was?
Yeah, it was Bobby.
He just like, hey, you were like, he just knew you were a guitar player.
Like, we were friends. He had the idea first. He's like, and he had the idea before anybody was doing it. I'll give him that credit. Like 5 years ago, he had that idea. Like, we should start an emo cover band. It will kill. And I was like, I kind of agree with you. And then we like jammed eventually. It just took a long time, but we jammed. But finding members was the toughest part, because couldn't find like a good drummer back then. And sometimes he would play drums and sing. And then like my old roommate Cheney, the guy who sang with us at in Brownsville.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
He actually came in and played bass a little bit and sang with us too, but he was busy with his own project. But we had people kind of in and out, but that's Bobby planted the seed for sure.
Yeah. Well, I will say this though. Do you remember how many years ago it was? I want to say like at least 7 years ago. Like we're like, we should do an emo cover band. And we actually did a couple practices. Remember, I think it was Nate. Nate was singing. You were on bass. Nick was playing guitar. Remember that?
Well, yeah. And you remember Richard Rains?
Well, yeah. I didn't. I wasn't as big a part of that conversation, but we actually had a couple practices doing like that emo cover band thing. And I forgot what happened. I think it's just like people got busy and it just kind of like fizzled out or something like that. But like I was like, we should totally do that. And then again, this was 7-8 years ago, something like that. And then it just went away. And so the fact that we got this opportunity again, I was like, oh, dude, I've always wanted to do this. So
I don't know if that would have hit 7 or 8 years ago. That's the thing, though.
Well, it might not have. It might not have.
Because emo has become more popular now because of Emo Night in
but they were doing the thing back then too, though. I think they started like 9 years ago.
Yeah,
it might have been more.
But like
even bigger than.
I guess the tension of not having a live emo band for that long has just made it so now people are like, dude, why haven't there been? You know what I'm saying? Rather than if it was then, it almost kind of desensitizes you too early to emo. And it's like, all right. But people, I mean, Emo Night was gradually growing too. It wasn't as big as it is now 7 years ago. That's for sure.
Right. Jason.
Yep. I just always loved the music. Whenever I would go get these records, I'd listen. I'd be like, those drums sound really good. I want to play that.
Right.
I want to sit in on the drums on that song, and I'd air drum all the time. And most of you guys, I'm sure, all air drum. You know what it's like in the car and all that car drum on the steering wheel.
The amount of people who probably see me like the right half of a double kick on like on the brakes that are like waiting behind you.
Red.
Yeah. It's like, what's he doing?
So it'd be a little more difficult having the clutch. But I just love playing all the songs. I remember kind of wanting to, be like a drummer whore or drum whore. I always loved Josh Freese. So Josh Freese played for pretty much everyone. He now plays
How does he remember all
Foo
this
Fighters.
Well, you're a whore and you're a drummer. So
yeah, I was just kind of, wanted to be like that, be able to sit in in any band really, and just be able to play drums for, or get the call, hey, we need you for the weekend, or our drummer's, he broke his hand, we need you to fill in or whatever. I saw Blink-182 for the first time on their Mark Thomas Travis show tour. That was when Travis broke his finger, and it was not the drummer, but the guitarist for Phoenix TX filled in for Travis. And I remember just being like, wow, that's so cool when other people fill in.
I totally forgot about that.
Right, yeah. I remember being really bummed. I couldn't see Travis. I was really bummed. But then I was just blown away. I don't remember his name, the guitarist for
That guy
Phoenix
was
TX.
he was, you know what? He was also in 1,000 Foot Krutch, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Right on that one.
I'll have to Google that later. Actually, I can Google it. You can Google it
now.
now.
Yeah. But no, I and then also I didn't play. You kind of went into a slump. I really wasn't playing drums a whole lot. I played. I still played with my original band Culprit, now Helm, and then we would jam Yellow Card songs just in between the set, writing or whatever, and it'd be so fun. And we would even talk about it, like, hey, maybe we should set up, a cover band, but it just never happened.
Sure.
So I wasn't really drumming. Then you called me that day, and I was like, wow, this sounds fun, man. I want to. Yeah, this is right.
Dude,
up my alley.
my biggest worry, like when I actually invited you, I was like, I don't know if he has time for this. I don't know if
Well,
he's
that's
gonna want to.
typically the issue with anyone, really.
Yeah.
Like when we're all trying to put this all together, just most of the people are like, it's just I don't really have time for it nowadays.
I was thinking FM Static.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But Damon De La Paz was the drummer.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, Damon. Yep. No, he did a great job, but.
Yeah, for whatever reason, all the stars aligned for us in this band as far as like taking the time and enjoying it, and yeah, it's a lot of dedication for sure.
I think you hit me at the right point.
Yeah,
because I was literally kind of in a slump.
It's just like in a breakup, and he's going shitty.
Yeah, and I was like, man, like I really don't pick up the sticks that often. And then when you hit me up, I was like, this is it. I gotta do this.
I haven't been drumming in a while. I'm like, hey, dude, how about we play 2.5 hour sets?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Sign me up. Sign me up right now.
Let's go.
And I got to work right away.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, actually, you kind of already touched on this. Do you have any other musical projects you've been working on the last couple years? We'll go. Do you want to?
I'll start.
Continue on.
So I have 2 other original bands I play with. Culprit, we've been known for many years. Now we're Helm. We had to change our name. That's a whole nother story. It was a legal thing.
Tell a story.
You may know about the 80s Culprit, rock band Culprit. We had the same name as them for probably 14, 15 years. Everything was fine, but then I think we got the check mark, the blue check mark. So he got knocked off of his Facebook.
Ooh.
He couldn't log in anymore, and I don't know how much I can get into.
Right.
Let's just say it didn't work well with him. It didn't mesh. So
he didn't like it.
He reached out. A lawyer reached out, and we, had to go through this whole process. But we ended up changing our name. It was kind of a funny process. He was having some fans just blasting us, talking shit.
Wow.
We're like, sorry, we did, everything was fine.
Sorry for having this band name for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. Geez, you don't have to talk shit like that, but it was actually pretty entertaining.
Similar story to that happened. Let me just, before I forget, when we were playing at Harvard and Stone as Boys Who Cry, I think this was before you were in the band.
Yeah.
We played on a Sunday night, and Bobby had them put on the marquee, Taking Back Sundays.
I remember.
And that day, people were like messaging Taking Back Sunday, like, are you guys playing here?
Ooh.
That day, we got a cease and desist from their legal team from that, saying like, you need to take this down because people think that we're playing here.
That was quick.
I was just like, whoa, we should keep it up.
Wow. Yeah, what about you? Any other? I know that you were in a
I was in a ska band for a little while. Yeah, I just got too busy with this band to do anything else. But I was playing drums, just kind of like as a fill-in for a band called Operation No One Knows. I've played with them on and off for like the last 13 years. So cool band, they're a lot of fun. But this just keeps me too busy, so I don't have time to do anything else.
Yeah, so I kind of, like I said, I kind of went dormant in the whole emo thing. Or what, I guess it was right around college, and then I think everyone just got really busy with like either girlfriends or jobs or things like that. So it was really hard to kind of maintain any sort of band. But again, I loved. Give me another beer too. Right?
Oh, I shall.
I was.
I didn't hit the microphone this time.
Oh, nice. I was. Nice. I always still like performing, right? So I didn't want to stop performing. So I was like, well, how can I perform, but like not be in a band, right? So, but EDM was huge. It was getting big at the time, and I'm actually like a fan of EDM, and I was like, well, I could like produce and like DJ and stuff, and so I started producing music by myself, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like learn how to DJ and all that stuff, and I was like, you know, coming from live drumming, I was like, this is fucking boring. Like DJing,
it's hard.
DJing was fucking so boring to me. Like just mixing and, you know, doing beat matching and all that kind of stuff, and like just you kind of like turn knobs and do effects and stuff. But for the most part, it's kind of just pressing play and fist pumping. I mean, there's the guys that do like scratching and other DJs that are like really really good and take it to like a different level. But to me, it was just like it's not the same as drumming. So what I started to do, I'm like, you know what, it'd be fun to actually like drum live to EDM.
Right.
So I started a project called Drum Drop. It's still in existence. I
was wondering what that was.
I have a couple songs I haven't even released yet, but it's kind of like funny EDM with like drums. And that's how I would always perform, actually, with a drum pad while I was DJing to like EDM music. But it really added a whole other level of enjoyment and sound for while I was doing that. Obviously, I don't do that really much anymore because of this band too. But I much prefer being in a band with other musicians, being up on stage. Again, it's just a whole different level of performing that you can't really get to DJing, at least in my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of the other project I had. I played with Randall's sisters. They're in a band called Braymore. We played with them for a little bit. We had Vagrant Fancy, which was me, Randall, and Nick, who was part of our guitarist in Scenic Attraction growing up. And then Jerry, would you guys go to high school together? Is that right?
Yep.
So they went to high school together. He was our lead singer, and then I ended up leaving. They changed to Wax Owls. Nick and Randall were still in that band, but that was again, after that it was really hard to kind of just find musicians, or maybe I didn't really try, but it's just like I just felt like, you know, the emo scene was done. That was really kind of my favorite thing. It was like, well, maybe there's really no reason to try. But dude, now I couldn't be more stoked playing in this band and performing live. It's my favorite. About you, Randall? I mean, I kind of stole your thunder telling your stories, but what other musical projects you've been working on?
Nothing.
You were in Wax Owls. Tell us a little bit about that.
I love that name, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's a cool band.
Who came up with that name?
Jerry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, they're great, and Jerry's an incredible musician.
What kind of style music would you call that?
They're probably like indie.
Indie?
It sounds like an indie band name.
It's very indie.
Dude,
I feel like it's like bluegrass indie.
Yeah, well, regardless, they're just good. But it was fun to be with them for a little bit. But yeah, now I'm happy here and doing my thing.
Now for the big one. Let's hear about VF Steve, buddy.
Oh God. I mean, the reality is I don't even. I have to like remember to like.
Can you rap right now?
Rap just to keep my chops up because I don't do it.
Can you rap right now?
Randall's always doing that.
Yeah,
you put him on the spot.
But you put me on the spot. Here we go. I'm just a man, and I'm doing what I thought that I do when I was hammered. Now I'm focusing on what I'm trying to say. Okay. Anyway.
Sorry, Steve.
No, it's okay. I just like to play in the hay. I might say, won't you? You know that's from. Or maybe we could play in the hay. And eat some.
What movie is that from?
It's
Happy
from
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Listen to what I say.
What do you say?
What do you say? Anyway.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Too.
So after Down for the Count, which was like my major emo band at the time, I took a little break from. Actually, no, I pursued like metal and drums, and I was doing like my own solo projects. So from that point on, like 2010, like that's when I kind of veered off from being in a band and just started teaching myself how to produce and play all the instruments myself, like very Aaron Gillespie and Dave Grohl inspired. And that is still to this day kind of been my template for all music projects until this one. Other than Culprit, which I joined briefly, but that was just supposed to be a fill-in job. I'm not even a guitar player. I wasn't even a guitar player at that point. I played guitar, but I never played guitar in a band, and I ended up being the lead guitarist of Culprit.
Yeah, you helped with some writing too.
Yeah, which was great because it really brought my chops up in a way that Down for the Count never got to, because I played bass even though I wrote the guitar parts. It's one thing when you write parts, but when you play your own parts on stage, it's a whole nother experience. So that was temporary. Then I took a break from music, and when I came back in 2019, I just decided to go for hip hop and rapping because
You're forgetting about another one, Art of Wave Writing.
Oh, that was like my first solo project in 2010. That was like that Dave Grohl inspired.
Can you find that anywhere online?
I have it. Yeah, I have it all.
I mean, is it online? Can I link to it?
I could link you. I could give you I could send it to you.
Yeah, we played a show at who else played?
CIA.
It was at Club CIA, which
It
is
was you on drums.
Yeah, rest in
It was
peace.
you on drums,
I got
me,
big trouble there.
Anthony Weiss, and Kevin Tuber. That was our band. You were my band. And yeah, so with hip hop, I actually, the funny story is I got in back because I wanted to get back into music, but I had to sell my American Telly for $400 just to pay rent.
Yeah, everyone.
This is back. This is when I was a personal trainer, living in my car. I was doing parkour and all that shit. I had my bass and my acoustic. I didn't have a computer anymore. I didn't have a keyboard. I didn't have a drum kit. Nothing, And so I wanted to get back into music. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just fucking write an entire EP on my iPhone. So I called it Pocket Jams. That was my first mixtape. And it's 5 songs that I did with just the iPhone cable and an iPhone 6 or 7. And then I realized I was pretty good at it. So I spent my unemployment money during COVID just boosting my gear. I did some favors for some people, so I ended up with a $800 keyboard. I ended up with I sucked some dick for an $800 keyboard
for weed.
And yeah, I kind of rebuilt this new studio in the last 3 years out of nothing, like so quickly. So now I guess you could say my main side project, other than Emo Kids, is just full. It's like producing. So I'm like really trying to focus. Once I can quit my job because of this band and just make money with Emo Kids, then I plan to go back on my spare time back to making beats for TV and film. That's kind of the goal. So hopefully eventually you'll hear some BF Steve songs behind your favorite YouTube video or some stupid ass commercial for Casper mattresses or whatever. That's kind of what like my main goal. BF Steve is awesome, and that's my alias, my producer name, my tag. That's what I go by. It's my screen name or my @, on Instagram.
And what does BF stand for?
It stands for Backflip Steve. That was my nickname.
I always thought it was butt fuck.
It's Babyface Steve. No, that was my nickname at the gym. It was Backflip Steve. So I actually used to have an Instagram that was Backflip Steve, and it was a dope ass Instagram with lots of cool parkour and shit. But I purged that, and then when I restarted Instagram again, I was like, I need a new like artist name. And my roommate at the time was like, why don't you just be Backflip Steve or BF Steve? And I was like, oh, nice. But a lot of people don't know about it because I'm not trying to do backflips anymore. Because everyone always like, do a backflip.
Yeah. Tell us the stories about the backflips that went wrong.
Well, that's how I got the nickname in the first place, is that when I first started doing parkour, I was all cocky and shit, and I went to this party when I lived in LA. I went to this San Diego party with Anthony and Brent Weiss, and it was a lingerie party, so I'm like basically half naked, in like super Captain America underwear and shit, doing like flags on the stripper pole and like doing calisthenics and like having a good time. And then I ended up fucking pounding, like the last thing I remember is taking 2 shots of vodka and then blacking out and then waking up unconscious on the floor. So I basically backflipped onto my neck at this party, knocked out, went to the hospital. Wow. Didn't fucking die, but I fucked up my back and I broke my toe. And that's so. What happened was, fast forward 2 years later. 2 years later, now I'm back. I still continue to do parkour. I'm much better now. I moved to San Diego where I got a job as a parkour coach. Now I'm at a party with my same friends, Anthony and Brent, who live in San Diego. It's my first day in San Diego. I'm at a party just to meet new people, and my friend introduced, like, this is my friend Steve, and this guy goes, "Is that backflip Steve?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." He's like, "Dude, I thought you were dead." And I was like, and then this other girl that we were talking to, like, "What? Tell me the whole story." And she's like, we told the whole story, and I told her that I was now here in San Diego to be a parkour coach. And I don't know who this is. I don't know her name. It was just a random person at a party. But I'll never forget. She's like, "You better have an Instagram that says Backflip Steve with all kinds of videos, and you better be viral and shit, because that is the best fucking story I've ever heard in my life."
Did you fail in a backflip again? That was like the last time?
He says I did. I don't remember.
I don't know if it must have been in the valley or something. I don't think I would have been down in San Diego.
I mean, here's the thing. I've failed plenty of backflips, but none of them are dangerous. It just looks dangerous to the average person, because I'm falling on my hands and knees, on my chest, on my face. Yeah, it hurts, but it's not typically dangerous. You probably saw me eat shit, but
I think I just saw you eat shit, and then maybe you didn't like move for a second or whatever.
Right.
Maybe you were just.
But this story, I was.
So we were a little concerned.
I woke up in an MRI machine at one point. I had 3 wake ups from this unconscious state. One in the ambulance,
so I may have been
one in the MRI machine, and then finally in the. So this was a completely different time.
You weren't that bad. You ended up.
Wait, were you naked?
No, well, I was like.
Why does Randall asking that?
I was at a lingerie party.
Were you naked, bro?
I was wearing like this Captain America shorts and socks.
Randall wants to visualize Steve naked.
Yeah, he's wearing edible underwear.
Just imagine him going through an MRI machine with fucking Captain America fucking polish.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So I'm curious though, because when I heard you were rapping, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, where did that come from?" Well, was this always a thing that I just never knew about?
Me and the twins used to rap for fun. Because, we always, the 3 of us were always really into improv as musicians. We always used to jam improv. We always used to that was how we made our friends laugh. We just take any song and be like, "Fuck me in the butt. Here we go. I'm having fun. Everybody want to come in my motherfucking butt." And we just say stupid shit like that and make people laugh. And then before I knew it, I was doing it on my own. I'd always done it as a kid, by myself, making lyrics to songs that already existed. And then when I was homeless and doing parkour, I had to sell my telly. Those were really tough times. I just fucking freestyle rap, just to pass the time, just all day.
Came up.
This local music shop, dude, and that's all they could offer me. And I was like, dude, I'm about to be evicted, so yeah, fuck it. So it really was an accident. The whole rapping thing, it was just a result of me wanting to play music and having no means to play music.
No. Wow.
So yeah. And I guess when I realized I was pretty good at it, I was like, fuck it. Let's keep going.
So that's actually a great transition into the next question. So what other types of music do you like besides emo? And then rank them.
All right, let's keep that going, and I'll make this one quick. I would say I'm going to just do top 3. My top 3 favorite genres of music are probably number 1, metal, or any kind of metalcore or southern metal, heavy metal. Even lately, I've really been appreciating classic metal. Second would definitely be hip hop. I'm not really into the I'm not really into the trap and the club shit. I like lyrical hip hop. I like Logic, Eminem, Joyner Lucas, Denzel Curry, if you ever heard of him, Mac Miller. So it's more the low-key 90s, piano driven hip hop. And then third, I guess it'd be dubstep, because it has elements of hip hop, and I just like the fucking noise. Dubstep to me is metal and hip hop combined.
Yeah.
Really.
I see that.
So that's actually makes perfect sense why I'd be third behind those 2.
Okay, but where's emo then in that?
Oh, not in the top 3.
What's that?
It's not even in the top 5. I don't listen.
You're fired. You're fucking fired.
This band is a nostalgia band, and the reason we're good at it is because most of us listen to these songs then. But if if I was the kind of musician who still only listened to Taking Back Sunday, I would never have made it into this band.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
I feel like one of the reasons that we're good at what we do is because emo really isn't our number one thing. And it's
Right.
like we form together as a superpower and we do it right.
Right.
But it's also like I feel like if we were like living and breathing it all the time, everybody would just be like, ugh, these fucking clowns still haven't
Exactly.
got out.
That's what makes it fun. You know, we're a bar band. We are a party band.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go here's a great example. I love busting out the acoustic at a party just as much as anybody else. But
Who's that guy?
10 years ago, I would never have played emo.
Playing Wonderwall.
10 years ago, I would have played Red Hot Chili Peppers or Sublime or Everlong to get people's attention. Today, I could play acoustic at a party and play emo because it's trendy
That's a good
again.
point.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's kind of how I like base where the music is trending. You know what I mean?
All right, what about you, Randall? What's your
I would
other
go
types of music do you like and rank them?
alternative, indie, not dubstep. I like heavy stuff too. What are my top 3?
Which one? Where's emo in that? Is emo on the list at all?
Yeah, maybe 4.5.
Yeah.
4.5.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
So 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right above country. Okay.
Oh, God.
I hate country.
Yeah, for me, honestly, I like emo and EDM, and I would still say like some of the heavier emo would still be in the emo. I mean, you could kind of maybe.
So it's heavier emo.
What's that?
What is heavier
Say
emo?
like Sailson.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I like some of the still the poppier stuff too. Like, my spectrum is like Blink-182 all the way to like Sailson, or even like the Bled. Right? I'm not sure. Would you consider the Bled emo?
They're
Probably not.
hardcore.
Hardcore.
Yeah,
So
they're
like,
post-hardcore kind of at the
so
time.
then I guess I would say then emo, post-hardcore, and EDM are really the only music genres that I enjoy at all.
See, to me, post-hardcore is a branch of what would have either been like full-blown emo or like metalcore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of like Bled era.
Yeah.
It's like the same energy as emo.
We love the Goofy
I like
Dolls.
Alpha Wolf. Like you guys got me into Alpha Wolf. I really like them. So I'd probably say those are my 3 genres. Ranked though, probably just emo, EDM, maybe emo, EDM, and post-hardcore. I'd say.
Nice.
EDM and post-hardcore might kind of switch every once in a while, but I maybe I am the only one in the band that's like I love emo the most. I love emo the most. Yeah, what about you, Sam?
Like reggae.
Dave Matthews Band right here.
So yeah,
Jimmy Buffett.
It's like I would say like reggae, like post-hardcore / like 90s rock. So not 90s, like 2000s rock. So let's take like Stain, Deftones, like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit.
Hey, by the way,
kind of came around like
You
that.
cannot reference Stained and Deftones in the same sentence. Please do
That
not
is
do that
true.
disservice.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to, but I did. It's just like it's
Cardinal
still-
sin.
It's I know they're not the same.
You
but
just
it's
you
like,
hurt
I like them.
You hurt my feelings right
I know.
Puddle of Mud.
And then jam bands. So like I love
Fish.
I never really got into Fish too much. Like Goose, Twiddle.
That's right.
That's why
love
you would have
Goose.
seen Andy Frasco, right?
And I would love to, and Andy Frasco.
Yeah, but you got to get him on this podcast.
That would be awesome if we could do that.
I keep asking him to hit him up, but he fucking never does anything I say. So.
But no. Let's well, he's got shows after we come back from San Francisco. He's playing one in San Diego.
You know, he was our manager of our first band.
I know.
We're gonna get there.
Hey, let's
We're
go.
gonna
Hey,
Let's go.
Andy,
Let's
shout
go.
out to Lifeline.
Yeah, Red Lifeline Entertainment. Sorry, were you done though?
Oh,
Did you
that's a
see
great
Dave
question.
Matthews Band yet?
No. It's,
Randall likes to interrupt fucking everyone.
Yeah. No, it's like just so I guess number 3 would be jam band. So and the biggest reason why is like I just kind of got bored of a lot of songs that were just like 3.5 minutes and they're just all kind of all the same. The cool thing about a jam band show is everything is different live, and some songs
15 minutes long.
Exactly. So you might have a band that
Sounds awesome.
a band that plays for 3 hours, but they cover 9 songs, but they're covering like it's a musical roller coaster.
Yeah, they're sponsored by Tommy Bahama too.
I think it's like required that you have to like dose before you go there. Get some
It
psychedelics.
definitely helps. Now I'm done.
So what was the order? Reggae, ska.
Reggae, but the reggae is like they call it island reggae. I call it white boy reggae. It's just like slightly stupid Revolution, Stick Figure, Elevators, bands like that. They're all great.
And then 2.
Two is like every like Stained, Deftones, Linkin Park, like
Okay, new metal-ish?
2000s rock, new metal,
Right,
going
right.
into like post-hardcore,
And then
three
three-
jam bands.
Okay, so where's emo? Is it
Shit,
down the
like-
list, way down the list?
I'd say like 5 or it's like 4 or 5 because I would say emo would be tied with like post-hardcore or just like hardcore in general.
Nice.
Or punk, like all 3 of those.
Got it. Got it. Jason.
I'd have to say
The opposite. Got it. Let's go.
always have a soft spot for classic rock, oldies. I love Journey, REO Speedwagon, all those guys. CCR, Bon Jovi.
I love some CCR. We got to start playing CCR in the van.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we
I
have
don't know
to.
who CCR is.
It's more
Creedence
classic
Clearwater
rock in
Revival?
general.
Oh, that's right.
Even
It's
like
Vietnam music.
like 80s rock shit. What are they called? Like butt
Hair
rock
metal
stuff, Def Leppard, Poison, and all that.
Butt rock didn't come
I
around.
always have
until,
a
like,
place
the
in my
90s.
heart. What's that?
I feel like butt rock didn't come around until the 90s. I consider like
Is it like hair metal?
Hair metal or
Hair metal, yeah.
Hair metal's like 80s.
Puddle of Mud is butt rock. to
Def
me.
Leppard.
Puddle of Mud is butt
Yeah,
rock.
Bon Jovi.
Then what's
Poison,
Sting?
and all that.
Butt rock.
Butt rock.
It's kind of butt rock, yeah. It's like the same as Creed butt rock, but there's just like better butt rock.
Some butt rock is better. Like
butt rock is
Deftones
better.
is like borderline butt rock.
What? Close to
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
It's the coolest of the butt
No,
rock.
they are new metal.
It's
don't
the
know.
best.
Deftones are in a genre. of their
I think
own.
he's outvoted on that one.
That's more
All right.
accurate.
Oh, man.
I might have to leave this
I love
in.
Deftones. I'm just saying.
You just
I love Deftones.
let it finish.
Anyway,
And then honestly,
So classic rock,
yeah, like
hair
classic
metal.
rock, hair metal shit, all the old school shit. I even like country. I don't throw on
no, I
country,
quit.
but I found that I do enjoy it in a
Farm
certain
emo. I heard country's farm emo.
particular environments. And it really is a lot of good pop.
You know why I like emo music? The whole like
Oh, sorry.
kill
Before
myself.
he answered, in my mind, I went, he's gonna say country. Fucking
You had a feeling, yeah.
Jason's a fucking country fan.
Jason, the
farm
whole
boy.
kill myself emo music is because of country.
Come on, not that bad, man.
He's tired of singing about his tractor.
Dude, you heard about that, though, right? Like they say, like country is like farm emo.
That sounds pretty accurate, yeah. Especially like today's new country, some of this shit I'm hearing. It's pretty good. Like if you're chilling on a boat, you got a beer, you're hanging out, you throw on some country. It's way
I
better
don't
than
know
if
you
threw on,
Wow. Let him live, Randall.
I just don't think we can be friends after this.
I thought it'd be fun to be a country drummer too. Sounds like
Be easy as hell.
Yeah, well,
Are you
I don't
kidding?
know.
Those
though.
guys fucking rip.
Yeah, man, they hit hard.
Those guys
Yeah, I gotta
rip.
think of like some of the slower.
Have you ever seen the gospel drummers, man? Those
Yeah.
guys are fucking.
Gospel's not country music though.
I know, but it's got a lot of same elements
Right.
as a country. A lot of like jazz chords. A
lot of
blues.
We all
You know,
need to go
comes
back
from
to like
in here.
music
Yeah,
school.
Little Heart.
It's fine.
All right, bang, bang. Let him finish.
I think that's it.
Okay, rank him.
Randomly, I like listening to like soundtrack music, like orchestral shit.
Rank
as
'em.
well.
Rank your
Emo within that, all that.
Yeah.
I'd have to say emo at the top then.
Is it?
Well,
There we go. Someone's joining me. Someone's joining.
yeah, because I do like to throw on the old school classic rock shit, and I don't throw on country voluntarily usually, but I like when it's on.
you
If
think
someone
it's-
else puts it on for me, I'm like, oh,
So do you think it's emo, classic rock, hair metal, and then country?
sure,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna continue on with you though, and I feel like I already know the answer to this question, or at least part of it. So aside from playing music, what are your other passions in life?
Ooh. Okay, well, I think we know dogs, animals.
That's
shit.
exactly as the first thing that I was gonna say.
Family, friends, hanging out, all that good stuff. I like to draw as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have. I think I'm okay. I just don't do it as often as I should, but it's a good release. I'm thinking about picking it back up again.
Nice, man.
Yeah, traveling whenever I can, getting somewhere new, going off the beaten path.
We're
a little
definitely
bit.
taking care of that for you in this.
Definitely taking care of that here. Absolutely. So yeah, that's about it.
Mine's traveling for sure. Going, seeing like around the world, new places I've never been. I've repeated a couple of places just because I like them so much. So
Yeah.
it's like getting the hell out of here. I don't mind a 15-hour plane ride as long as it's going somewhere pretty cool in the end. So
We're talking about Mexico soon. He's trying to get me out.
trying to get him to go to Mexico in March.
Margaritaville over here.
Not that part of Mexico. Sinaloa.
Yeah.
We're going. You want to go?
I would love to go.
Cool. Perfect.
I'm broke though. Is there anything else? Any other passions besides traveling? Music and
music and traveling. Yeah. Pretty much sums it up to me or for me. And I mean, going to concerts, but I feel like that like falls in music.
Yeah, sure.
I probably go to more concerts than anybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think you go to more concerts than anyone I know for sure. For me, my passions outside of music. I mean, I used to surf a lot. I don't surf much anymore. Ice hockey. I love playing hockey. It's also very expensive, so I don't get to play that much anymore either. Traveling. I love traveling. I was traveling a shit ton before COVID, and I really haven't much since. But also, I'm broke, so I can't afford to travel outside of this band, which is good that the band is kind of scratching the travel itch.
Well, the band's kind of paying for it, which is nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Thank you everybody for coming to our shows, so we can afford to go.
Yeah, exactly. What outside of that? Yeah, I mean that's really it. In regards to hobbies, that's I played volleyball for a long time, but I hurt my shoulder. I had shoulder surgery, so I can't swing like I used to.
This guy gets injured playing a woman's sport.
Oh my god, it's only
Hey, I had the same injury. So.
Volleyball's a very serious sport for men in Southern California. Let me just put that out there for all you
shot nurse.
All the East Coast people are being like lame. I'm trying to think if there's any other passions I have. I mean, hanging out with friends. In regards to hobbies, that's probably about it. What about you, Randall?
Same. It's music. I love cooking.
I was gonna say food.
Cooking is one too. That's fun.
Traveling. I love new culture. I love to taste the cuisine. So
exactly. Always comes back to food.
But I do feel like food is a big part of culture when you go to places. It speaks a different language.
Randall's always like, which place has the longest line and let's go. Right. It's busy.
Oh, you missed where we just went to tacos. It took us like a fucking hour.
Oh, I love bowling. Oh man.
Randall's a really good bowler. Randall's a very good bowler.
Very good.
I'm a horrible bowler.
Very good.
Oh yeah, Kevin is too.
I have an arsenal. You know what I'm talking about.
You have your own ball?
I have many.
Do you have gloves? Your own gloves?
Many.
Your own shoes?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like,
we should go.
You're one of those guys.
When I said arsenal,
I'm down.
A bowler would know what I just said.
Gotcha.
Love hockey when I could play. I love just movies. I love entertainment.
Movies is a big one for me. I love
just entertainment in general. I'm a big fan of advertising. That's what I do for a living. Outside of this, really inspired by people who are creative. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like hanging out with you guys too, because you're all creative as well. So.
Steve,
what do you, buddy?
Man, I still do love a lot of things, but I feel like with working the band, right now, my main thing is I just love comfort. I just love.
You like cuddles?
I love cuddling. I love napping.
About cuddles.
I love playing PlayStation. I love watching movies. I like watching Rick and Morty. Yeah. I like going to I like going to the mall. Just go to play Dave & Buster's and Mall Rat. But when I'm not so busy or I'm not so fucking exhausted, I really love fitness. I like parkour and calisthenics and shit. And I still try. I was throwing some backflips in Hawaii in that nice, beautiful sand.
In the hotel room.
God, no. Well, that was so stupid. I almost broke my fucking legs.
That broke my back. That's what injured me right there. That's what destroyed me.
That night, you guys
weren't we listening to Slipknot?
No, the Alpha Wolf.
It was Alpha Wolf.
That was fun, though. I was literally so exhausted, and all of a sudden I'm fucking headbanging, doing front flips.
Yeah. You look possessed. Dude,
it was fun. But so when I can, I love going to my old gym that I used to work at. It's called Tempest Free Running Academy. Shout out. Because they got the trampoline. It's like this. It's like a adult playground. You could go and have pads and jump off of buildings and airbags and trampolines and it's a great way to just
sounds like a broken femur to me.
Right. Oh yeah, that's why I don't go anymore. Now I literally take this job so seriously. My fucking lifestyle is my hands and legs.
Yeah.
So I don't do any of that shit anymore. I just like to go to the gym and get a sweat on and sit in the sauna.
What's your favorite video games?
Man, right now I'm really into God of War and Fortnite.
Nice.
Dude, I thought, going back to what you were just saying, I honestly thought about going skiing recently after these snowstorms, just because like Mount Baldy, it's only an hour away. So it's like I could go out and go skiing, and I thought about like, I'm a pretty good skier, but if I fuck up and like break my arm, like, I'm fucked for the night. I can't play. I will literally fuck all you guys over by like not being able to play.
That would be
shows.
That would be rough.
So it's just like, wow, I guess I'm gonna have to just like not do anything.
See, that's how dedicated we are to playing in this band.
Well, my dad used to say that shit growing up because he's a surgeon, and I'd say like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" He was like, "No, son, I'm a surgeon. I work with my hands." I was like, whatever, like I'm just a cool guy, but like
Support a family.
Yeah, exactly.
All that stuff.
Everything
No big
that-
deal.
But now I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe I should warm up first before we do some of that.
Right.
Stretch a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, cool, guys. That's the end of episode 3. But we're gonna do our segments right now, and unfortunately for this part, only 2 of us can really partake in it because we're gonna review NAMM.
Oh yeah.
Which we just
Actually, three of us can partake.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, how was NAMM?
From what I heard, it was great.
So Jason got tickets to NAMM and just didn't end up going.
Hey, should we have Kevin sub in for Randall or somebody else who didn't go to NAMM?
Sure. Yeah, Kevin, you want to jump in here?
No, I'm not gonna get
Oh, God.
You can speak from there then.
No,
So-
he's like Jamie. You don't want to. You can't see
All right,
him.
so that's right.
It kills the
yeah.
allure.
So Sam, how was NAMM?
NAMM was actually a lot of fun. I've been a few times in previous years before COVID. I think the last one that I went to was 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. So before we continue, NAMM, it stands for North American Music Merchandisers, right?
National
Association of
Music
Music
Merchants.
Merchants.
National Association of
Well, you
Music.
fucked that one up.
Yeah, right. Whatever. It's a musician's wonderland. It's where all the music geeks get together and like look at new gear. It's a big old convention. So continue on because I feel like everyone's like NAMM. So back in NAMM.
So
All you know.
So I've gone a few times, and thankfully because of Haven Recording, shout out to this beautiful studio that
we're in right now.
They've always been a music, basically like an instrument buyer or merchandiser. Kevin will correct me on that one if I'm wrong, but we've always been able to get passes to it. So I've always thankfully been able to go. And in previous years, it was like a museum to me because it was just I get to see all the booths of these like beautiful drum sets and guitars that I'll never be able to afford.
Fender
and
Custom Shop.
Fender Custom Shop, everything like that.
$100,000 guitars.
Well, this year was kind of different because it was the first time we were able to go and actually me as a musician actively needed to search for artists, their artist programs, because
Right.
now that we're touring around the country, we know, we're buying a lot of these products anyway that we're using, and we also want to show them off, and that's kind of what companies are looking for nowadays. Just to
We're technically we'd be influencers for.
I mean, at this point, we're technically a national touring act, so
we are. Yeah.
which is weird to say.
So that's one of the reasons we went there. I mean, obviously, I've been there for different reasons and like professional capacities. This is the first time we went. I've been as a band trying to get artist program member. That's the biggest.
Yeah, that's how
reason
you say it. I was like trying to like go away. Like Jordan just summed it up perfectly. Yeah, we're looking for endorsements. You just said it better. I was like going on this long way.
Yeah. We're looking for.
And he was like, yeah, we're just looking for.
We're looking for partnerships. But yeah, I mean, I like going to NAMM and seeing like the new products and things like that. I'm not sure if it's just because of why we went about it, but it didn't really seem like there was a whole lot of new cool things. And again, maybe I just didn't like go into too much depth. The one thing we went by this booth, in-ears, and we have these in-ear monitors. And one of the things that I always do, and you probably notice if you go to any of our shows, I pull one of my ears out because I just don't hear the music the same. I kind of like you miss the whole ambient feel of a concert when you're kind of like you just hear everything in headphones. But one thing that they have is I guess they mixed a what would you call a hearing aid with monitors. So what it was, there's like a mic on the outside. It records the ambient sound and then plays it into your ear. It's still electronic, so it's not like necessarily like the live sound you're hearing. It's still an electronic version of that. But I think it was very interesting because I know it's not healthy for me to take out my ear monitor and have just all the decibels just
It defeats
blasting.
the whole purpose of wearing it.
It defeats the whole purpose of the ear monitors. Obviously, I have one in so I can hear my vocals really crisp and clean, but then I kind of want to feel the energy and like the room. So it's a really cool idea. That was the thing that kind of struck me the most. I'm not sure if the technology is necessarily 100% there, but I also didn't get to use it in situations. So if in-ears, if you want to send me one to try out, I'll give you a proper review there.
We thankfully got sent in-ears to try out from Drums Expressions.
There you go.
These things are awesome. They were super cool at the booth.
From New Orleans.
Relatively affordable. They're from New Orleans. The purple is definitely their color. But we tried them out, and I went to several other booths. Not going to name names because I liked all the booths that I went to. These are
just 10 drivers,
These are
right?
10 driver earbuds. They go for a pretty good price, but damn, they sound good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But I mean,
So you got to use them for the first time in Vegas when we played last.
they're
was my first and second.
So did
Yeah,
Jason.
I did as
So
well.
Jason, what did you think of them?
I love them. Yeah, they're great.
No, they're fantastic.
They better than the ones
Did
you
you
had
have a
before?
mix?
Yeah.
A lot better. The cord's longer, so I could stand up without getting choked back.
I didn't wear in-ears because our sound guy fucking sucked at the last
Yeah.
one, and I will say that on camera. Poor guy.
Well, so I know you say like there's a price to these, but of all the 10 driver in-ear monitors,
so 10
this
driver
is
in-ear
nothing for how much usually 10 drivers.
10 driver in-ear monitors for a decent set usually run between $1,500 to $3,500
Oh, yeah.
to the top of that to top shelf. So
Yeah,
What are those? 150 bucks.
150. I think
it was
this was
Right
that was the
now,
NAMM price.
retail,
300.
yeah.
300. They're 300.
Yeah. So, but again, 10 drivers for 300
on the
bucks. that's-
website, it's 150.
Is it 150?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fantastic.
I'll put the website up.
Yeah.
Also,
Put the
how you
website
spell
up.
it?
So it's drums with a J. So J,
And a Z.
RUMZ. So yeah, no, they're awesome. Like when I put them on, they were also super cool with the booth. Dr. J was awesome. She's like the most charismatic face for that company.
Oh, yeah.
She is also a doctor. She's an audiologist.
Yeah. I figured.
But but I just some people when they say they're doctor,
Well, I guess at NAMM you can't. What's your
you don't
degree
really
in
know.
Dr.
Yeah,
Dre?
exactly, yeah.
I don't think you got a degree.
Exactly, but she does have a degree and she knows what she's doing. These things, they're very, very comfortable, and I think they sound. I would have loved to use them in Vegas, but our sound was ass, and the guy couldn't figure it out.
Which
We're about to
Mackie,
fix that with Mackie.
Yes,
you need to send us our mixer, Mackie, so we don't have that problem ever again.
We're trying to build an in-ear rack, so Mackie, ART, or whatever it is. What audio company owns them?
What's Larry?
Larry?
Yorkville.
Yorkville
Yeah.
as well.
Upstate New York. We're going there.
Cool.
It's fun.
Any other? That's right. Any other NAMM review?
Yeah.
The beer
Any
was
cool
great.
artists you see?
Beer garden.
Yeah,
The beer garden was great.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Where else did we go that we had?
Lindsey Sterling.
That was all the violin I need to hear for 2024. Very talented, of course. But whatever. I feel like where else
The food truck court was really good. I enjoyed that.
I didn't eat a single goddamn thing at NAMM. Didn't really see
Attaboy,
much
doing
drum stuff. There
business.
wasn't. That's
Yeah,
kind of like
doing
the bummer in
business.
NAMM. There really wasn't a whole lot there this year.
Yeah, a lot of the big companies were kind of boycotting, so it definitely felt like smaller companies were trying to break through, which honestly is still cool if that's the way you kind of break new products and break new brands. I like that idea.
Also, the thing that I liked was just being there with Jordan and Kevin, just kind of hanging out, and then it was like a
Vibing.
field trip, and we were vibing, and we were having a good time. So, we were stroking.
So here's the quote. Here's the quote of the week, and this is actually one of the more recent ones, and I honestly don't remember the context. So hopefully someone does. I can taste and smell this scene. Do you remember who said that and what it was about?
Oh.
I swear
Sounds
it was
like
you.
a
I
Steve-
swear it
Yeah,
was
I think it might have been like at a shady or seedy looking like type of bar that we were playing at.
But I feel like but there was like it was like they were watching something and it was like I can
Huh? Maybe
it
not.
was like
then.
I can taste and smell this scene. It was like a scene on a show.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was, but it was fucking hilarious. I had to write it down.
Okay.
So last question before we wrap up. Since we're talking about NAMM and partnerships and stuff like that, what would be your dream sponsorship as a musician
I just got it.
in this band?
I just got it. So not necessarily a sponsorship, but I was fortunate enough to get an email back from someone I made contact with at NAMM by a company that I have used since the day I started playing guitar.
Can you say it? Or
I'm
not?
gonna say it. I have to build it up.
That was a lot of fucking build-up.
It's important. You want to build up
This
something
brand
that's
that
important,
I've
right?
used my whole life. Introducing
Jim Dunlop. We are now an artist partner with them. So I use Dunlop Tordex picks, 60
Metallica
millimeters.
is on their
They
list.
sure are. So is Iron Maiden,
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top.
So yeah, now there's emo kids.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all the-
exactly.
all with all the greats.
So Mitch from Jim Dunlop emailed me back, and he was the first. I sent out a blast of emails after that. We gave him a few days to cool off because a lot of people traveled.
We're not rude.
Because we're not rude. But yeah, he said, "Yep, we'll get you guys set up. We'll give you guys a good artist deal. Just fill out this form." I filled out the form, and and he said, I emailed him back. Said, "What's the next steps?" Next steps were, let me know what you guys need, and I will put it in for you and just charge your account. So one of my, it's guitar picks are just like one of those things that flies under the radar. Like you play a Gibson guitar, everybody can see it. You play a Marshall amp, everybody can see it. But the guitar pick is literally one of the most important parts about playing the guitar. Like if you have a shitty pick, you're just not going to play good.
And they have strings too, right? So if you guys need strings and straps and things like that, so yeah, look at Dunlop if you want to see what kind of product they have, and we got a fat artist discount now.
Yeah, but I am excited for that. It's an artist partnership.
Yeah, there you go.
See what's funny? I must be a whore because I never had a pick preference, but now I'm all Dunlop, baby.
Oh, yeah?
What's up?
Now you are.
Hook me up with the string. I'm wearing Dunlop straps.
Through the years, I've tried so many different other picks just to see if I like it.
I'm a Dunlop guy.
Dunlop and drums, man. They got my business. They're
You
day
already have the
ones.
Dunlop tracksuit on.
Fuck yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll wear a
Like-
Dunlop.
like
Hey, if
dark-
you guys have one,
That's
send it to
like
me.
really immoral, man. He's wearing the Reebok.
Exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Jason, dream sponsorship.
Marriott hotels.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Way to think outside the
Halfway,
box.
You sound like Randall right now.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
It's like best fish taco in Ensenada.
I'd say anything that breaks often. So sticks for sure.
I'm working on it.
Wouldn't you want your endorsed equipment to not break? That's why you use it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no,
I love it.
spending
Pure sound.
pure sound. Yeah. Those break. Those seem to break. No, they're a great product. Would love to.
Well, I've never met a drummer that goes through shit so fast on the bottom of your. I don't think I've ever actually had to replace the bottom of my snare once.
I've never met a drummer once that breaks snare wires.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
so
This
even
guy-
the bottom snare, like head.
You drop a snare and like snap the
yeah,
wire.
dude,
That's
no,
like-
You see me when he gets mad.
dude, I think Pure Sound should study you for science.
Just piss me off. Just have me do a 2-hour sound check.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll test your snares.
Just piss me off.
I'll do it with a smile.
Roll tape.
That's
Right.
very true, right there.
Oh man.
Yeah, sticks or drum heads. I'm a Remo guy, so I'm a Remo heads and or Vader.
We're talking with Aquarian. Would you switch to
I would
Aquarian?
love Aquarian. Yeah, I have Aquarian on my kick drum right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I certainly do.
Nice.
It's a gem.
Okay, we'll work on it. Yeah, what would be? I think my awesome endorsement right now would be Sennheiser because it's really the only equipment I use now as a mic. But I'm working on that too. Hopefully we'll get some word back from them. I met
Be a
just
red rhinestone.
No, yeah, I'm gonna make my microphone all pretty because these guys get all cool drum sets and guitars, and mine's just boring gray.
I just got
you should get a mic
guitar.
stand like Korn, like
Yeah,
Jonathan
get a
Davis.
corn mic
Jonathan
stand.
Davis Korn.
There was a mic stand. I don't know if you remember. There was a mic stand company there, but that lady looked so fucking hungover. Like she looked like
It's
she didn't
NAMM,
wanna
dude.
talk
It's
to
NAMM for
anybody.
sure. That happens. Randall, I took Randall to NAMM once.
It's like
and
she just left
he was-
like that bike festival and like.
I didn't make it
That was
out.
only Friday.
Dude, we-
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
We were partying at NAMM I was partying with Randall this one year, and we went super hard with Albert at Line 6, and Randall didn't even make it out of the hotel the next day. He was just hung over all day in the hotel room. So they know how to party at NAMM for sure.
I could tell. Kevin and I walked into the Hilton right afterwards. It's like, oh, this is where the party is.
That's where the actual business.
Whoa. Okay, this is where things get done.
All right, Randall. Dream sponsorship.
Ampeg.
Yeah.
Love
Did
that.
you talk to Ampeg?
There barely was an Ampeg there. No, I did not.
Yamaha.
Yes, Yamaha.
Yeah. Okay.
We couldn't talk to y'all.
Yeah, you couldn't talk to you.
Not Music Man.
yeah.
Not Music Man. You think Ampeg?
Yeah, I love Music Man or Ernie Ball, but I would go with Ampeg for sure.
Yeah. All right. Steve.
All right, since we're going Dream, I'm going to do the most unrealistic one first. Apple.
Southwest.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a great one.
That's a great one. I mean, I use Logic. I swear by Logic and everything. I swear by everything Apple. And, you know, all our music now is all Logic stamped. So it seems fitting. But I guess, like, as far as gear goes, man, Fender probably. I've always been a Fender guy. I've always loved Fender. You know, I love Fender acoustics as well. There's nothing wrong with a great Fender amp. You know, their tube amps are amazing. Of course, there are other amp companies that I love, but there's amp companies that don't have guitars. Like you get like a Ampeg.
Yeah.
You don't get any guitars with that, but you get a Fender endorsement. That includes the whole.
Yeah, but if you get an SVT7 Pro,
Yeah, but
Ampeg.
well, yeah, but then in that case, it would be orange.
No,
Ooh,
come on.
okay.
Ampeg over orange any day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, I love
Dang,
orange
guys.
amps.
Oh,
Come on,
orange
get outta
amps are
here.
beautiful, man.
No,
they have
dude,
such
they're more look than
I almost bought an orange solid
Nope.
state half stack because at that rehearsal studio that we go to Pirate, they have those and they sound fucking good.
I haven't played it in there.
That's because
Beast.
you're only on bass.
They're
So
beast.
Well, I've been like, well, no, I mean, I also try to play my amp as much as possible just to get the actual sound that we're gonna get. But yeah, I mean, I've already been thinking about my next amp. You know,
get that one light as fucking hell.
Yeah, orange is great. Exactly, that's another thing. They're
amps.
light.
I'm sick of carrying around. My
Me too.
behemoth of an-
Tiny little head.
which
dude.
one, the
yes,
Terra?
please.
I have a Fender Hot Rod DeVille
Dude, that shit-
4x10. While it sounds
Is it
beautiful,
your amp that's heavy as shit?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
yeah.
Get rid of that.
Thing's a monster, dude. No, I love the sound too much, dude. It makes the room just feel like caramel, dude. It's like something delicious.
Caramel. Makes the room sound like
caramel or
Caramel.
No, caramel, like chocolate.
Caramel.
But the brand is
Caramel?
Carvel.
Caramel.
Caramel.
He's asking about Carvel.
Carvel. It's not Carvel.
No, he's not. He's making fun
Carvel.
of.
Carvel.
Charbel.
No, amps.
Charbel.
We're thinking of a different thing.
That sounds like a cheese.
That's a guitar.
Ah, yes. I love
Carvel
Charbel.
amps sort of thing.
Cheese.
And guitars.
Yeah, Carvel.
Yeah.
This is like it's lowbrow.
Yeah.
Lowbrow.
All right,
right.
we're gonna wrap it
Down
up.
ahead.
That's the end of episode 2, or sorry, 3. We will see you next time.